Jayadev, Jayadev, Jaya Pancha Paramapada Swami, Prabhu Pancha Paramapada Swami. मोहादिक हणियाथी, मोहादिक हणियाथी, अनंत गुणधामी, जय देव जय देव। लोकालोक प्रकाशक, सूर्य प्रगट ज्ञानी, प्रभु सूर्य प्रगट ज्ञानी। आरती करी जीव पामे, आरती करी जीव पामे, शिव पद सुख खानी, जय देव जय देव। It goes on. It's a beautiful Arati by Kripalu Dev, Srimad Rajchandra. And it says that the translation I'll give you of this Arati, this invocation that I've just done for you, and then move on to my lecture. May victory be to the 5 supreme personalities of Godhead, the Arhats, the Siddhas, the Acharyas, the Upadhyayas, and the Sadhus in the entire Loka. May victory be to them. Salutation to them. Hats off to them. The top 5 people in the whole universe. May victory be to them. And who are they? They are the ones who have destroyed the great heaps of karmas, and they are the ones who are enjoying the abode of infinite pure soul properties. And then, because they are enjoying their own inner loka, the entire loka-lok, lok means the universe, and alok means the infinite space that is outside the universe of the Jain, the structure, the locus swarup, the Purushakar loka. So lok and alok prakashak, they are the ones who are cognizing the entire universe with all the dravya, guna, pariyai, the substances, the qualities, and the modifications, the modes of all the living beings and non-living beings simultaneously in one unit of time. Okay, that is the introduction, or that is what Bhagwan is. Surya Pragat Jnani. Okay, like a Surya, like a Jnana Surya. When it is dark in the night and when the sun rises, even a small ray of the sun dispels the darkness, and the entire sun, okay, it illumines the whole world. In that light, you can see the whole world. So likewise, they are the ones who have given us the great Jinvani, and they have shed light on entire tattvas. And when we know those tattvas, the darkness of ignorance that is there in us will be dispelled. So Arati means adoration, worship of these great jivas should help us to come to help us to realize our inner loka, Shiva Pada. And it should enable us to realize that Shiva Pada here and now. When I say here and now, I mean here and now. The pathway of moksha begins here and now. If not now, we don't know when. If not here, then where? So this is my small invocation. And now I'm thankful to Jaina and Prabhaji and all of you for the wonderful swadhyay that we all are doing with the help of the Jaina platform and Prabhaji's efforts. She has put in so much efforts to engage the junior scholars, to prepare for the Daslakshan speeches, and to call all the scholars and get all the things done. So it's a lot of effort from her. I salute her spirit of volunteering to do this program For whom? Not for you, but for our own selves, we are doing it. And you are all the nimit in that. Okay. So even if one person is there, we enjoy doing what we are doing. And if the whole Jaina family is there, that will be the greatest thing on earth, I think. If all the members of the Jaina could listen to these lectures and take it to their countries. When I say countries, I mean, look at yesterday's news. Europe is going through a very severe crisis, the energy crisis, the gas pipelines, not there. Winter is knocking at their door and they're all on the road, panicking. What will happen if there's no electricity, if there's no gas, and if there's no current? How will they survive? And look at our acharyas. Okay, till the 18th century, before the Industrial Revolution, there was no electricity. If I'm right, okay. I don't know when Edison Baba invented the electricity and when it came down. So whatever, before that, there was no electricity, there was no current. Yet our acharyas, they dive deep into the inner loka and they churned out the great scriptures for us based on the Shruti Parampara that came down from the Tirthankars to the Ganadharas and then to the Acharyas, the Shruta Kevalis, and then to all these Acharyas. They never panicked, they never came on the road. We lived in the dark ages, but we were not in the dark ages literally, because we were in the age of Gyan, Dhyan, enlightenment, and trying to explore the inner loka, which will illumine the whole world. So if these lectures are given to people in Belgium, if it is given to people in Portugal, if it is given to people in France and Germany, and if they can understand their inner loka, and they can what to say, make peace and not be in artha dhyan, in mournful contemplation. So you and I are so very lucky to get to listen to this Jinwani again and again and again. And then why we have to listen? So that we understand our inner loka. So what I was doing right now is the Loka Swarupa Bhavana. Contemplating on the Loka Swarupa. We had Swasti, our junior scholar, telling us about the external Loka. It is in the form of the Purushakar. Purush means human being. Purush also means Atma. And Akar means structure. So quickly with an example, I would like to tell you that one father had a son, and that son was a little small boy, say 10-year-old or 5-year-old, whatever. And he was very naughty, running here and there. So the father had to engage the child with something. So he did a small activity. He gave him a globe map. He gave him a globe map, a jigsaw puzzle of a globe ka map. And he told the child to fix it. Okay. And he thought the child may not be able. It was not a jigsaw puzzle. It was a map that was torn or whatever it is. And he told him to make it a structure. And the child very quickly, within 5-10 minutes, he fixed up the structure. And now the father asked, how did you do it? How can you fix a globe ka map? You know, if I give you a globe ka map and tell you to do it, and I tell you I'll give you 1 lakh rupees, you will not be able to do it because all the lines look same. Then the child said, Papa, look piche. Look at the back. What is there? It is a human being. I only fix the human being, the structure of the human being, and the lok got fixed and the globe got fixed. You understand? So what I'm trying to say is that if you can understand your inner Purushakar, Purushakar means your inner structure, then the entire Loka universe will be reflected in it. But on the other hand, if you try to understand the Loka outside, explore the world outside, the world of atoms, the world of molecules, the world of microbiology, the world of biology and zoology and psychology and political science and engineering and all this, with all these degrees and studies, you try to get the knowledge of the external world, it won't be enough. It is endless. The lok is endless. Anant Jeev, Anant Akash, Anant Pudgal. How much can you know in one lifetime? So whatever journey you do outside, it will remain incomplete until and unless you fix your goal of traveling inside, journeying inside, exploring the inner loka. So when we say loka swarupa bhavana, we mean the contemplation on the inner loka. And by then the explanation of the external loka is given. Okay, so when you explore the inner loka, you are going to get the knowledge of the whole of the external loka also. So that time you should not, so when you meditate, you may explore so many lokas inside. Then you should understand that that is not the real loka, but the loka, the whole universe that is reflected, is the same one that Bhagwan has told. So again, you don't get carried up. I'll give you another example. Supposing you go to Disneyland and I tell you, I give you a very nice room and I tell you to meditate over there. And you've just landed in Disneyland and I tell you to meditate. Now, will you be able to meditate? What will your mind say? Oh, I've come to Disneyland. I've paid this many dollars for the entry. And I have come to see what is happening there, what is happening there, what is happening there, what is happening there. I have to know everything outside. Right? Your mind will want to wander outside and not get fixed on the soul inside. So what they are trying to tell us is that now supposing you have explored the whole of Disneyland. And now I tell you, you meditate on yourself. Now you have seen the whole of Disneyland. You've just come to see, not to have the pleasure of it or whatever it is. Your purpose was only to inspect and see. Now that you have inspected, now that you have seen, now I tell you, you sit and meditate. Or you go beyond what you have seen. Is it possible? Again, it would not be possible. Unless otherwise you know the purpose, why I have to go inside. What will I benefit? What will I get out of it? So until and unless you know that, you will not be able to take a trip down your pure soul and explore it and get the knowledge of the whole universe without any effort. Effortless, the law of effortlessness. The more effort you apply to know the loka means the universe, it will elude you. And the more you detach from it, it will come behind you. Take the example of Vishnu and Lakshmi. Vishnu is on Sheshanag. You know Sheshanag, the serpent. Okay, the serpent king, Vasuki, or whatever. I don't know the name. So yeah, I think it should be that. And then Vishnu is the supreme pure soul tattva, which is resting in itself. And because it is resting in itself, it is detached from the world. Lakshmi, after whom the whole world runs, is sitting at his feet. And he is not bothered. And then he has the serpent over his head. He's fearless. And he's on the Kshira Samudra. He's on the ocean. He's on the ocean. So that is how in Hindu mythology Vishnu is depicted. But what is it symbolic of? It says the Atma is the Vishnu Tattva. And Lakshmi is the infinite properties of the soul that are there waiting to be enjoyed and explored. And when you explore those inner qualities, you will become fearless of the world. You'll become fearless of birth and death. You'll become fearless of corona. You'll become fearless of all kinds of pandemics. You'll become fearless of all kinds of blackouts and anybody leaving you, whatever it is. Nothing is going to affect you. You know, so when your gyan, when your attitude, when your vision becomes right, the conduct of fearlessness blossoms inside the soul. So Loka Swarup Bhavana is meditating on the inner Loka. When you meditate on the inner Loka means the nature of the pure soul, which is Jnana Swarupa, Darshana Swarupa, Ananda Swarupa. If I can give you a very beautiful chart and if you all can take it, please take it. I'm going to share it on the blackboard and you're all going to love me for that. Please take it, all of you. If you have a notebook and pen, please take it. I'm going to give it to you. Please, please, please take it. So right over here, Sat, Chit, Anand. Please, all of you note down. I'll translate this in English. Sat means existence, being. We are all living beings. Chit means consciousness. And Anand means bliss. This is our inner LOK. This is our inner LOK. God is consciousness, existence, and bliss. We are also consciousness, existence, and bliss. But we don't have the realization of it. We don't have the realization of this. We don't believe in this. So we are in the bondaged state. Now this Sat is called as life, eternal life. And consciousness is like the light. And this Anand is love. Now, when this life, light, and love is not realized, explored, accomplished, adored, worshipped, meditated upon, this entity, this living being, since time immemorial, is with a set of karmas. It is conditioned in the material world. It comes in a body. Not it comes in a body, it is ever found in a physical gross form also. Even though this is abstract, all this is abstract reality, this jiva, okay, descends in different bodies, in different births. And there, this life will be called as prana. Prana. And this light will be called as tejas. And this love will be called as ojas. This prana is our breath. And tejas is the fire, the jataragni, the warmth that keeps the body, the fire that keeps the body warm. And ojas is our what to say, virya shakti, the sperms, the ovum, and etc. All they are made of water. And this is fire, and this is air. So here again, I will put this as air, fire, water in the body, in the presence of these three. These three in the body work in this form. Now this air, you can understand as Vayu, Vat, and fire is Pitta, and water is Kapha. This air is Vat, Vayu. Fire is the Pitta. Pitta is the bile, the acidity. And this water is the Kapha. And when these three are either less or more, then that state is called disease. So you balance all the three and you keep doing Kayot Sarga. Kayot Sarga means what? Kausag. There you have to do the pranayam. You can reach this life. You can enjoy this Satchidanand state. Am I clear to everybody? Can I just have a thumbs up if you have understood what I tried to say, right? So when you meditate on the inner world, you get physical fitness, you get mental alertness, and spiritual growth, spiritual progress. All the three you will achieve. So this is how holistically you have to understand Dharma Dhyan and move towards Shukla Dhyan. Dharma Dhyan is righteous contemplation. And Shukla Dhyan is the pure contemplation on the soul. So all the 12 bhavanas come under Dharma Dhyan. Come under Dharma Dhyan. And under Dharma Dhyan, you have 4 divisions. Agya Vichay, Apaya Vichay, Vipaka Vichay, and Sansthana Vichay. In simple words, Agya Vichay means contemplation on the commandments of Paramatma. What does Bhagwan want from you? He does not want anything from you. He wants for you that you understand the reality and liberate yourself. Realize the soul that is, there's a beautiful, infinite lokas can be cognized. in the jiva at any particular time. That is the Ananta Keval Gyan ki Paryay. Infinite lokas of past, present, future, living, non-living, everything. Provided you know the way. Provided you have Samyak Darshan, Samyak Gyan, and then Samyak Charitra, and then comes Samyak Tap, and under Tap comes Dhyan, and under Dhyan comes Agya, Apay, Vipak, Sansthan Vichay. So Agya Vichay is contemplation on the Paramatma's Agya. Then Apay means what should be my aim, what Upay, what method I should do to realize Bhagwan's Agya. And that is, what is Bhagwan's Agya? That you are a pure soul, you are a divine soul. Your consciousness, your existence, your all bliss, your Jnana Swarup, your Gyayak Bhav, that is your inner loka. Explore it, accomplish it. First of all, realize it, believe in it, know it, and then absorb in it. And as we try to absorb in it, there will be the Uday, Vipak, fruition of karmas. And then you meditate, you say, oh, this is my karma Uday. This particular minute, this thought I had to get, that is my karma Uday. Now let me not get associated with it. And go into the world of Moh Rag Dvesh. Let me remain in myself. So Seema, apni Seema mein rehna, to be in our own limits, is Simandhar. And a person who tries to be in his own limits will go to Mahavidya Kshetra, and in one bhav, he can get Keval Gyan and he can go to moksha. It is possible, why not? When at the end of 5th Ara, there will be one family, Sadhu, Sadhvi, Shravak and Shravika, who will be one bhav avatari, who will take one bhav and go to moksha. Why not you and I today be that one soul today? So at the end of the 5th Ara, when there can be 4 virtuous jivas, why cannot I be that virtuous jiva today, here and now? So the karma uday will come. So you all know this computer, phrase, G-I-G-O. If you want, you can write it down. G-I-G-O. That means what? Garbage in, garbage out. So when you're meditating, all the garbage of anger, desire, greed, food, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. So the living being is not interested in being, but it is interested in doing. It is interested in eating, doing, sleeping, fighting. It is interested in those INGs, and it is not interested in the ING of being, which is consciousness and bliss, the real happiness, waiting to be tapped. But we don't know this inner loka. So the karma uday comes, the fruition of karma comes, we get carried away by it, and we go back into the material world of karmas and ignorance and bondage. So again, when you meditate, again, understand, this is my karma uday, come back to the soul. And when you come back, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to meditate on the sansthan, the structure of the soul, which is abstract, which is formless. So now we have our Acharang Sutra, the first Anga Agama, which says that Bhagwan Mahavir, they address him as Loka Vipassi. Vipassi means what? Pashya, Vipashna. Pashya means to see, and Vipashya means to see properly, to see clearly. And Bhagwan was a Loka Vipassi. So he was also meditating on the Loka, and there very clearly it is mentioned that he was meditating on the inner Loka. The Urdhva Madhya Adho Loka in the body. He could meditate on every cell in his body. He could meditate on every tissue and organ in his body. And through his body, he could go beyond the body and experience the pure soul. Because the pure soul resides in the body. So the only way out is within. So you have to know the human anatomy, you have to know the human psychology, and then you have to know spirituality, and then you transcend the body, mind, and speech, and you enter the world of Gyan, Darshan, Charitra, and then you realize the bliss, which is there here and now, but we are not able to see it because we want to see it with these eyes of flesh and not with the eyes of Gyan, with the eyes of Darshan. So seeing it with the eyes of Gyan Darshan is called tap. And then what you benefit is detachment, the world of detachment. And in the world of detachment, you will experience the world of fearlessness, the world of enlightenment, everything, everything. There will be nothing that will be remain to be done. Kritya, you will become kritya. You'll be an accomplished soul, no longer an imperfect bondage soul searching for happiness outside. So the Loka Swarup Bhavana should lead to the real Dharma Dhyan, and then the real Dharma Dhyan will lead to Shukla Dhyan. And that Shukla Dhyan is called as real meditation. And when we are not having these two, Dharma Dhyan and Shukla Dhyan, we will be in the world of Artha and Raudra Dhyan. Artha means worrying, anxiety, stress, and Raudra means cruel. We will be not enjoying the pleasures. We will take delight in enjoyment of the material world. We will delight in violence. We will delight in untruth. We will delight in stealing. We will delight in material pleasures. That delight is Raudra Dhyan. And Raudra Dhyan is done by a person who is placed comfortably in the world. Hinsa mein anand, parigrah mein anand. You make a lovely dish. Okay, you have made a beautiful dish, beautiful salad, I would say. How did you do it? By hinsa of the Vanaspati Jagat. And that Vanaspati mean the plants, they came to your house using the other earth, water, fire, air, and other kinds of life forms. They have been transported to your place and you cook the dish and you take delight in serving it. You take delight in feasting on it. So that delight is Raudra Dhyan. And that will keep you in the world of transmigration. If you have to eat the salad, simply eat it. But why is the need to take delight in it? Rather, you're supposed to take the salad or whatever the food that you're having, and you have to eat it, chew it 32 times. You have to add the saliva of your mouth to the food that you're eating. That food will give nutrition to the world, the loka of the body, the cells in your body. And when you eat that salad or the fruit or the fruit or whatever it is, eat meditatively. When you're eating an apple, meditate. Meditate on the inner loka. I'm only a knower and seer that somebody is sitting here and eating this apple. I'm not the one who is eating that. The body needs the nutrition. I'm just giving it. But I'm knowing that I'm giving. So the knower is me and the doer is not me. It is my karma uday that is making me do this. So with the realization that I'm a knower and seer, when you say I am not the doer of this, it makes sense. But without that realization that I am a knower and seer, and you keep eating and you say, I'm not the one who is eating, I'm not. So this is all Mayachari. This is cheating. This is great mithyatva. It will take you in the world from darkness to more darkness. Clear, friends? So you have Sansara Bhavana, you have Loka Bhavana. The third Bhavana was Sansara Bhavana. And the 10th Bhavana is the Loka Swarupa Bhavana. Swarupa. So Sansthana, which is meditating on the inner Loka of Gyan, of Darshan, of Gyayak Bhav, of Gyata Drashta Bhav, etc., etc. So now if I have to talk about it, then I need another 1 hour of lecture. And already my time is going to be up. So you understand. So how important, and Jinvani talks nothing but exploring the inner world. I can give you so many ways and so many examples. So Jaina Federation is meant to teach the real Jinwani to the whole world. Who have it in them, they should take it to the whole world, whether it is why only America? Why not Europe? Why not China? Why not Japan? Why not Korea? Why not India? Why not Bangladesh? Why not Australia? Why not Sri Lanka? Why not to South Africa? Why Jaina should confine only to America? Or why the Jain, the American, Indian Jain origin people should confine this Jinwani only to America and India or whatever it is. The whole world should rise up and understand this beautiful Jinwani. The world needs it today, friends. So here you have Sansara Bhavana and the Loka Bhavana. What is the difference between them? The Sansara Bhavana tells us how worthless this sansara is. It's not worth pursuing. And Loka Swarup Bhavana tells us that that contemplate on the inner loka. Only then the real Dharma Dhyan or Shukla Dhyan will begin. So that is the difference in the purpose of these two bhavanas. Sansar Bhavana will talk about the difference, the suffering in the different existences. And Loka Swarup will tell you about the nature of this universe. So when you understand, see, we are doing the 12 bhavanas. Now, in that scheme of 12 bhavanas, you had the first 6 talking about the Jeev and Ajiva Tattva. Right? Anitya, Asharan, Sansar, Ekatva, Anyatva, Ashuchi. Through this, we were discussing how momentary, how shelterless, how worthless the material things are, and oneness with the pure soul is the 4th bhavana. And detachment from the other is the 5th bhavana. But still, when you're trying to contemplate on your soul, you will come out and immediately you will take cognizance of your body. And there again, the 6th bhavana will tell you that the body is nothing but filth. So again, go into your soul. So that is the 6th bhavana. Now the 7th bhavana, the Asrav bhavana, tells you that, hey, look, if you go outside, Asrav is happening. So again, go inside. Then the real Samvar will happen. And what kind of Samvar we should do? The Samvar bhavana tells us. What kind of Nirjara we should do? The Nirjara bhavana tells us. And then with these 3, Asrav, Samvar, Nirjara, through the Tattvas, we discussed so we completed the Jeev, Ajiv Tattva, Asrav, Samvar, Nirjara Tattva. And Asrav Tattva includes the Bandha Tattva. And when Samvar and Nirjara is there, Moksha Tattva is included. So Bandha Tattva and Moksha Bhavana, you don't have it separately. You don't have Jeev Bhavana separately, Ajiv Bhavana separately, Asrav, you don't have Bandha and Moksha. They are all included in these 9. Now, with the help of the Loka Bhavana, they are trying to tell us that when you contemplate on your inner Loka, you will know the inner Loka also and the whole of the external Loka. So when you are meditating on your pure soul in Disneyland, you will know the infinite Disneylands sitting in that room. And you know the whole of Disneyland outside. So you know what is what. And you know that it is all momentary, it is all worthless, it is all shelterless. And if I go to that Disneyland, it is Asra. So I have to come to myself, then Samvar and Nirjara. So that way you you visit yourself again and again and again and again and again. So there's a very beautiful example of a bird sitting on a ship in the middle of an ocean, where there are no islands and no other ships around. Not even a raft or a log of wood is there around. So this bird wants to fly. You know, this bird is of the nature of flying. So it wants to fly, 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 fly. It flies a long distance, but then it doesn't see any resting place. It comes back to the ship. Again, the bird will fly. Again, it will come back to the ship. There's no resting place outside. Again, it will come back to the ship. How many times it will do like this? Until and unless it is tired. No place outside. Now, this is an analogy I've given to explain that that ship is the pure soul and the bird is our mind, the ignorant mind, the arrogant mind, the kashai wala mind, which wants to get happiness outside and enlightenment outside. But there is nothing is permanent outside, no shelter outside. Everything is worthless outside. So again, it will come back to the self. Ekatva bhav. Again, it will go, again, it will come, again, it will go, again, it will come, till finally it goes deep inside and rests and relaxes and enjoys being in the pure soul. So we call it as Atma Ram. Atma me Aram. You will get it only when you understand the inner Loka. And the Loka Swarup Bhavana tells us that if you don't meditate on the inner Loka, you will wander in this 4 Gati, 84 lakh Jiva Yonis Lok outside. You have an open visa to travel in the entire universe. From Nigod to 9th Gravek. You can even travel to Moksha in the Nigod form. If you have desire for Moksha, but you don't know the way of Moksha, you will go and inhabit the Moksha land as a Nigodya Jeev, as a Prithvikaika Jeev. And again, until and unless you come to a human world and go and explore the inner world and get Keval Gyan, you will keep wandering. You matlab we matlab our Jeev. That Jeev which is consciousness, existence, all bliss, and it has been abused because of the misuse of Indriya Gyan, overuse of Indriya Gyan. You have spoiled your nervous system, you have spoiled your body, you have spoiled your mind, and you want to purify the soul. We say cleanliness is next to godliness. I would say godliness is next to cleanliness. First, feel clean in your body, in your mind, in your soul. You will experience the God in you. Our bodies need to be pure. Our mind needs to be pure. Our knowledge, our perception needs to be correct. There is so much of work to do, friends. And we are wasting this time in enjoying the cricket match, in enjoying the little concerts, and enjoying what all. And Kunda says that Kama Bhoga Bandha Katha. Infinite times we have enjoyed and we have understood. We have not understood our true self. Okay, so the structure of the Lok I've told you now. What are all the texts that you will find to read more about this Loka Swarup Bhavana? In 1 hour, we cannot teach you everything, or rather inform you or tell you. In my 35 years of studying Jainism, till today, I'm a student of Jainism, and I take pride in it. I take great pride in it to tell you that I'm a student of Jainism, and after that only I'm a teacher or a preacher or a healer or anything. I'm a humble student of Jainism. Das ka das. Okay, so you have to read books like Tattvartha Sutra, which talks about cosmology and geography, and it talks about the Urdhva, Madhya, Adholoka. Then Tilloya Pannati, 3 Loka Pragyapti, which talks about the 3 Loka. You have Kartikeyanu Preksha, in which there are 169 verses written by Kartikeya Swami on the Loka Swarupa Bhavana. Read that book. It's a great book. And I teach that book in Prakrit language. I teach that book in Prakrit language. It's so beautiful, friends. I teach Samay Sar, I teach Pravachan Sar, I teach Tattva, Sanskrit, Prakrit, Guru Bhagwans, and it's an endless journey, friends. I feel dhanya with this Jinwani profession, and I want more of you to take it up. Do your MA, do your PhD. You be the heads of the department and you give this knowledge to the world. If a Jain cannot do it, who can do it? And why the Jains are not doing it? We are all trustees of different trusts. We are all into charity. Then we are not understanding the real Jainism. We are doing dan and we are getting punya, and we are doing the bondage of Shubha Karma, and we are thinking we will get liberated. So Bhagwan says, without Samyak Darshan Gyan Charitra, nobody can be liberated. And we sing glory of Samyak Darshan Gyan Charitra, but we don't work towards it. So we are only cheating our own selves and not the world, not anybody else. We are cheating Anant Paramatma when we cheat our own self. And when you are true to yourself, you are true to Anant, Aryant and Siddhapa. You are in their Agya. So Jaina has a great responsibility to enlighten the whole world. Mankind wants this knowledge. Why are we not taking? Why don't we translate our scriptures into Japanese, into Chinese, into Korean language? How the Christians are doing with that small Bible, they are ruling the world. And with so many agamas, what are we trying to do? It's a time to question ourselves in which direction we are to go and in which direction we are going. See, friends, I'm not telling you all this. This great Jinvani that has come to me is making me tell you all this. I never thought that I'll be doing this today. See, I never prepare my lectures. I only prepare the questions, give to Prabhaji, and I speak extempore. We want to listen to all motivational speakers who will motivate us to do great relations, to do great business, to great connectivity outside. But what about the great inner connectivity that Bhagwan wants us, all of us, to do? If we can do both the connects, connect with the inner world and connect with the whole of the universe, why just a few business circle and business people? The whole universe you have to get connected. So when you get connected to your inner core, you get Keval Gyan, and in that Keval Gyan, you get connected to the whole universe. Not just people on the Bharata Kshetra or Airavat Kshetra or Mahavidya Kshetra or Adai Dvip. No, the entire Urdhva, Madhya, Adho, Lok, you get connected. So which Agam tells us Bhagwan was a Loka Vipassi? Acharang Sutra. What was Bhagwan Mahavir doing for 12.5 years? He was meditating on the upper part of the body, the lower part of the body, the middle part of the body, to go deep inside. The body, the mind wants to go out, but he was bringing it back. It took him 12.5 years to perfect that state of absorbing in the Sat Chit Anand, the consciousness, existence, bliss. And I am Sat, knowledge of it is Samyak Gyan. I am consciousness, believe in it is Samyak Darshan, and enjoy being that is Samyak Charitra, bliss. That is Ratnatre. And this Ratnatre, when you enjoy, it is Tap. And Bhartrahari very beautifully, he says, Tapona Tapta Vayameva Tapta. I have done Tap so many times, but I have not done the real Tap. Bhogana Bhukta Vayameva Bhukta. I have not enjoyed the pleasures, rather I have been consumed by them. Kalona Yato Vayameva Yata. Time has not passed and I have passed. Trishnana Jirna Vayameva Jirna. The desire doesn't become old. My body becomes old. I become old. I means the body becomes old. The mind is ever young. Okay, friends. So quickly, I will tell you that under the 4 Anuyogas, the Lokaswarup Bhavana comes under Karananuyog. In the Digambar tradition and in the Shvetamba tradition, it is called as Ganitanu Yoga. All calculations and the structure of the universe, etc., etc., etc. So what is the purpose of this Lokaswarup Bhavana? Why do we have to contemplate on this Bhavana? The purpose is to come to Dharma Dhyan, to take responsibility for ourselves, to explore the inner Loka. And what is that inner Loka? It is the Chaitanya Loka, the Loka of consciousness, which is characterized by Gyan, Darshan, Upyog, etc., etc. Okay, so now you have to tell me whether this Loka, yes, I'm just taking just a minute, I'll conclude. This Loka is eternal or non-eternal. When Gautam Swami asked Mahavir, Mahavir said, Siya Sasaya, Siya Asasaya. Relatively, it is eternal. Relatively, it is non-eternal. Now, to understand this relatively, you have to study Jaina logic with me and understand from the Nikshep point of view, from the Praman point of view, from the Naya point of view, etc., etc. So this talk does not end over here. We have tried to make a humble beginning, and I leave it to you to explore the Locus Swarup Bhavana and enjoy it for yourself. Thank you for the opportunity and thank you for your patient listening. Jai Jinendra.